Welcome back to the podcast. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm very grateful for you giving me your most valuable asset that you have, your time and energy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm going to do my best to give you the best return on that investment today. I'm going to be going through today why you're not growing in your business, your relationships, including your intimate relationship, and your health. Why are you not growing? Why are you self-sabotage? Why are you plateauing? Why are you not having the results or the life that you want in those areas, and what you can do right now to break through on those areas, okay? So tune in, pen and paper at the ready if you want to take down some notes, or just pay attention as much as you can, because I don't want this to be a motivational podcast. I want this to be practical, to give you some actionable steps so you can actually move your life forward in all of those areas plus more. So first things first, guys, is I want you to understand, or before we actually do that, I would love for you, if you can, take the time and 3 seconds of your day to like the video down below and leave a comment down below at the end of the video to let me know your thoughts. I read and respond to every single comment, so please, if you can do that, that would be amazing. Now let's begin. First and foremost, guys, this is a rule that you've probably heard of before. It's Pareto's Law. You've heard it in so many different areas of life. If you haven't before, it is the 80-20 rule. 20% of your actions will give you 80% of the results. As an example, if you put if you're in a business, for an example, if you look at what actions generate revenue, 20% of the actions that you do will give you 80% of the revenue. It's like if you put a blue light onto your floor, into how your floor is designed, and you saw all the footsteps of the floor of your house, 20% of the floor would be stepped on 80% of the time. And this ratio shows up again and again and again, all through so many different areas of life. But the ratio and where we're using it right now today, the only 2 things you need to do for you to grow in any of those areas, or the reason why you're not growing in any of those areas, it's only 2 things. It is mindset and it is skill set. You just need those 2. But the ratio is 80% mindset, 20% skill set. Most people do it the other way around. They're looking for the strategy. They're looking for the skill. They're looking for the system. They're looking for the tactic to break through in life. But you need the mindset, 1, to go find those strategies, but 2, to actually follow through with them. I'll use the best example that most people can relate to or have seen in their own life through friends or family members or just through social media. Look at losing weight. The health of the world. I saw a statistic the other day, I don't know whether it's true or not, but by 2035, 50% of the world's population is going to be overweight, just based on the trend that we're going on. That is disgustingly bad. That is horrible. Now, let me ask you the question. Is the strategy of losing weight, the strategy of being relatively healthy, so complex that no one can figure it out, that 50% of the population can't figure it out? Absolutely not. It's a Google search away. You could Google how to lose weight, how to be healthy, how to, etc. And there would be hundreds of thousands of answers. To save you some time, if you're literally and looking for the strategy and that's all you're missing, be in a calorie deficit, drink some water, more water, move your body for 30 minutes per day, and have some micronutrients through vegetables, fruits, and maybe some supplements. That's it. And get some good sleep if I didn't say that already. The strategy is so simple. I'm not sure where you're listening to from this podcast from. Where I'm from on the Gold Coast, there are gyms on every single street. There are thousands of gyms where I'm from. It might not be the case where you are, but you understand the strategy is everywhere. Go to Instagram, go to Google, go to ChatGPT or GPT, and you can just search and Google what are the 5 steps or the 7 steps or what are the main steps to losing weight. It will give you the answer. So this is a prime example that the 20% of the skill is not the biggest percentage. It's the mindset. It's the mindset to go find the strategy, to be willing to invest into a personal trainer or into a coach or into a course or into a program. But obviously, it's the mindset to actually do it, to get your ass out of bed, not hit fucking snooze and go train. Even if it's cold, even if it's raining, even if you don't feel like it. Those are the moments that generate the results, and that comes down to mindset. The skill is simple. Get your ass up out of bed and go for a run. That will help you lose weight. If you've got specific goals, obviously specific types of training and specific exercises come into it. But if we're just looking at the general population and the health of the general population, running for 30 minutes a day, eating relatively good food, stop eating McDonald's, stop eating fast food, that is the simplest way you could lose weight. But that is not strategy. That is mindset to why people are not doing it. So to bring this back to the point of this conversation, if you're not growing in your business, if your business is not growing, if your relationship is not growing, if your health is not growing, which we're now talking about, or anything in your life that's not growing, is those two things are missing. One, you don't know how to do it. And there is the part of skills. I don't want to dismiss the importance of skills. You need to understand how to communicate. You need to understand how to sell. You need to understand how to hold space for your partner. You need to understand how many calories, how much protein do you want to have or need to have for your goals. You do need the skill, but don't get so caught up on the skill. I would focus on the mindset, because with the right mindset, you will find the skill. You will find the strategy. You will talk to the right people. You will make the right Google searches. You will invest into the right coaches, into the right trainers, into the right courses, and you will find the strategy. You can give two people the same opportunity. One will go out and create a life on their terms. The other person will complain that their life fucking sucks and they don't love their life. They had the same opportunity. One person had the mindset to go execute on it. The other person complained and blamed their other circumstances for their life. So that just there is the big picture of this video. If you just focus on your mindset, work on your beliefs, heal from your shitty traumas, learn to overcome your ego, learn how to regulate your emotions, learn how to rewire those limiting beliefs, those will take you such a long way to be able to break through in any area of your life. So that's the big takeaway from this podcast. Results in your life are a direct reflection of the 80-20 rule. 80% mindset, 20% skill set. Yes, find the skills, but if you don't have the mindset to, one, find the skills or to execute on the skills, then the skills are useless because you're not going to use it. So that's the first point. I want you to really understand that, underline that, really remind yourself of that. What's your mindset like? How are you waking up in the morning? Are you waking up with an absolute focus and fire inside of you to go dominate your life and dominate the areas of your life that you want to improve on, to put in the work in your business, to show up to the gym, to have the tough conversations with your partner, whatever needs to happen? And then I want to give you 4 steps. So how some people say, okay, that sounds great. How do I do that? How do I invest into that? How do I actually work on my mindset and the skill set? So these are the steps I would recommend for you to do that. Obviously, reading books, that's a side note to this. Self-development as a whole. Attending courses, going to workshops, investing into programs. I'm still investing into programs and mentorships, and I will never stop doing that because I'm constantly wanting to work on my mindset, on my skill set. I want to get better in every area of my life, just like you. So continue to learn and work on you. Self-development is the key here, because you don't get in life what you want, you get in life who you are, and that who you are is your skill set in your mindset, okay? So number 1 is self-development. Continue to invest into yourself, whether that be books or podcasts like you're listening to right now, or having, I've got mentorship later on, but that's just make sure you're learning, growing, evolving, becoming a better version of you. The second step is get clear on the vision for your life. I talk about vision all the time. If you don't know where you're going in life, then what the hell are you meant to do? Because I have people ask me this all the time. What should I do? Well, what do you want? If you jump in your car and you have no address for where you're driving, where should you go? What direction should you take? You don't know. You're just literally driving blind and you don't know where you're going. So you're going to understand, what's the vision for your life? What does life look like on your terms, in your business, in your relationship, in your health? Do you have a business that runs without you and you're more of a leader and you just make sure the culture's right, the leadership's right, and we're moving in the right direction and you oversee the business? Or do you want to be in the operations? You love the business, you're the technician, and you want to have your hands all within the business, your presence throughout the business, and that's what you want. What does your relationship look like? What's your intimacy look like? What's your connection look like? What does your relationship with your partner and your kids look like? And then what does your health look like? Are you proud of what you look like in the mirror? You look in the mirror and you're proud of what you see looking back at you. You're strong. Your posture is amazing. Your energy is amazing. What does your health look like? You got to understand your vision. I rat on about this all the time. If you don't know where you're going, where the hell are you meant to, what are we meant to do? Because then it's like, well, what skills do I need? Well, you don't know because you don't know where you're going. So if you know where you're going, then you can just work backwards. If you want to run a business, you got to learn how to market. You got to learn how to sell. You got to learn how to communicate to people. You got to learn how to hire people. You got to learn how to systemize. You got to learn how to build a business, all the systems and processes. There's so much that goes into that. But if you didn't know that's where you wanted to go, then you wouldn't be able to come up with those answers. So first one step is just always be learning, always be growing. Invest into courses, into mentors, into podcasts, into programs, into seminars, etc. Always be learning. Second step is vision. Get clear on your vision. 3, break down a plan. How are you going to get there? People generally do one or two things. One, they overchunk. So what that means is, if you try to eat a whale in one bite, how would you go? You wouldn't be able to. It's too much. You got to break it down into bite-sized pieces, which are small enough and actionable enough for you to get there. So if you've got a vision, you want to earn $10,000 a week passively from your investments and your business, and you're like, shit, where do I even start? That can be overwhelming. But if you just break it down, okay, well, I've got to learn how to run a business. Okay, I'm going to read a business book. I'm going to find a mentor. I'm going to start a business. My goal is to get 5 clients. And you just start like that. You start breaking down those goals into bite-sized pieces, okay? So you want to chunk it to a point where it's not overwhelming or too underwhelming, because some people do the opposite where they overchunk. I'll use again the gym because most people can relate to it. Some people, like, they think, oh, I've got to go to the gym, I've got to wake up, I've got to put my activewear on, I've got to make myself look presentable, I've got to drive to the gym, I've got to get out, I've got to warm myself up, I'm going to be intimidated, I'm going to feel sweaty, I'm going to feel sore. And they've got all these overwhelming steps that just overwhelm people, and they people just freak out and they don't do it. So you got to find that sweet spot. I have a process around goal setting which really nails this down really, really well, where we go through your 10-year mission or your 5 to 10-year mission. Then we go annual priorities, quarterly priorities, monthly priorities, weekly outcomes, and then daily huddles as well. So you just want to make sure you got a plan to get towards your vision. Third step, excuse me, it ties into the first one that I said. Find a mentor. A mentor is going to save you decades of failure and pain and time and money and shortcut your way there. You cannot buy more time. Like, you can't buy an extra 5 hours during the day, but you can buy the skills and the mindset that would have taken you time to gather. So instead of spending 5 years to learn something, you could pay someone 10 grand, 20 grand, 50 grand, depending on the mentor, depending on what they're charging. But you can pay them for those 10 years of experience and learn that in a couple of hours. Turn decades into days. So if you've got the ability, and make it your ability to find mentors consistently. I've constantly doing a course or a mentor or a book. I do many things at once, but I'm taking people's life's work, people that have spent 20 years, 50 years really mastering a skill, failing and learning those lessons, and giving you those answers, giving you the answers to the test. So make sure you've got a mentor who has, 1, you align with, you connect with, and you really resonate with, but 2, has achieved the results that you want. Something that I was guilty of when I first started my self-development journey is I'd talk about things that really inspired me, but I hadn't really gotten the results. I'd never opened up a business. I'd never hired anyone before. I'd never had a team before. I'd never invested into anything before. And I was trying to talk about those areas of my life. And I used to be those people. So I got my hand up in the air and I'm guilty as charged. So something that I would recommend, from being on both sides of the fence now, is find a mentor that has the results that you want. They've got testimonials from clients. They've got a proven track record. They've walked the path that you want to walk, because they're going to save you so much time, so much pain, so much energy, and so much money. So I would highly recommend getting a mentor. And then the last step number 5, take action. Take insane, discipline, consistent amount of action to get there. If you commit to just staying consistent and taking forcible, unrelentless or relentless amounts of action towards your goals, you will get there. As long as you've got a mentor or you've got a direction, you've got a plan that's going to get there, which makes sense, you will get there. So stay focused, stay committed, stay consistent with what your goals are. Let me read back those steps to you. Number one, make sure you're consistently learning. Obviously, we're going to tie into mentors later, but make sure you're reading books, you're listening to podcasts, you're feeding your mind. Because when you listen to people, you pick up their beliefs. I would have said some things in this podcast which would be a reflection of the beliefs that I have. And if it's one that would serve you, you're going to pick it up by listening to me or listening to other people that you look up to or other mentors that you look up to. Secondly, get your vision. What is the vision for your life, your relationship, your health, your business, whatever that may look like? Third, make sure you've got a plan. Break it down into actionable steps so you know where you're going and you've got the plan and the strategies to get there. Number four, get a mentor. So I would specifically find a mentor, whether they offer courses or programs or events or seminars or one-on-one coaching to help you walk down that path that you're wanting to head towards. And number five, take relentless amounts of action. It's so high and it's so relentless. It's unjustifiable that you would not be successful. If you're putting in the 8 hours, the 10 hours, the 12 hours, the 14 hours a day into your dream, into your future, there's no reason, it's unjustifiable that you won't be successful. If you do that amount of actions, if you do that many reps, you have to have the growth. Will you go through plateaus? Will you go through failures? Will you go backwards sometimes? You will. Welcome to life. But if you're consistent and you're relentless and you're focused and you've got a mentor guiding you, there is no reason why you will not be successful. Guys, I hope you got value from this. If you did, whack a comment down below. I answer all the comments. If you've got any questions, put them down. I will get back to you. If you're ready to invest into you, if you want to grow in your business, in your relationship, in your health, and really work on that 80%, that's what I focus on. What's the mindset and some strategies, depending on what you're looking for. Not so much around the health. I've got health strategies, but it's not really my forte. But business and relationships, that's my jam. If you're looking to work in that or grow in those areas from a mental side of things, there's a link down below for a free strategy call. Only book in if you're truly ready for that, if you're ready to grow, if you're ready to start your journey, if you're ready to find a mentor or a path that's going to allow you to have the life that you want. Click on the link down below. I appreciate your time. Share this with a friend. Whack a comment down below. And thank you for your time today. I appreciate you. Stay well. Create a life on your terms. Mwah. Bye.